Okay, today we're going to dive into a really key idea in education, how we teach a history that actually reflects everyone. It's all about understanding the incredible contributions made by people from all sorts of racial and religious backgrounds. Think of it like we're weaving a much richer, more complete tapestry of our shared story.
So, let's just start with a pretty fundamental question. The history a lot of us grew up with, it tended to follow one main storyline. But as educators, we got to stop and ask ourselves, is that the whole story? Are we, accidentally leaving out these crucial voices and perspectives that really shaped the world we're living in right now?
And that brings us to this key phrase from the source material, moving beyond a monolithic narrative. It's such a powerful idea, isn't it? It means we're making a conscious choice to shift away from that one-sided history to a story that's more accurate, more inclusive, and honestly, way more interesting, because it reflects the true, messy, beautiful diversity of our world. So how do we actually do that? How do we build this richer story? Well, it all starts with getting a grip on one core concept, the idea of a pluralistic society. But what does that word actually mean in practice? This definition right here is crucial. See, a pluralistic society isn't a melting pot where all our differences just kind of dissolve away. No, it's more like a framework where all these different groups get to keep their unique identities, their cultures, their traditions, while at the same time, they're actively contributing to this shared, unified nation.
And here's the real key. Pluralism is not a passive thing. It's not just about different groups living side by side and, not bothering each other. It's about active, meaningful contribution. Every single group brings its own unique thread to the table, and all those threads get woven together to create a stronger, more vibrant national fabric.
And that brings us right back to our tapestry metaphor. This whole competency is basically asking us to look really closely at all those different threads, to see the specific ways that different racial and religious groups have helped shape our world.
The source material points to 4 big areas where you can really see these contributions. In culture, just think about the music, the art, the food that makes our lives richer. In politics, you've got the diverse voices who fought for civil rights and helped write our laws. In economics, it's all about the innovators and the workers who literally built our industries. And in society, it's those powerful reform movements that have kept pushing us to be a more just and equal nation.
Now, this is all really interesting stuff, but here's where the rubber meets the road. What does this actually mean for you in your classroom? How do you take this big idea and make it real for your students? Let's talk about the educator's role in all this.
Your job here is, well, nothing short of transformative. You get to be the weaver. You have the power to take a curriculum that might feel like a single kind of thin thread and weave it into that rich, vibrant, multicolored tapestry we've been talking about.
And by weaving this richer story, you unlock some amazing benefits for your students. First, you're giving them a more complete and frankly more honest history. Second, you're building a classroom culture of respect, where every kid's background is seen and valued. And third, you're modeling what it really means to be a citizen in a diverse democracy.
This chart really lays out the choice we have, doesn't it? On one side, you have that single, monolithic story with its super limited viewpoints. And on the other, you have a history that actually reflects what our society is really made of. This isn't just about adding a few more names and dates. It's about telling a truer, bigger story of who we all are.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It just nails the ultimate goal, right? This isn't about being inclusive just for the sake of it. It's about teaching our students that our diversity is what makes us strong. It's the engine for our innovation and the bedrock of our resilience as a democracy.
So the huge takeaway here is this. Getting this competency right isn't just a history lesson, it's a life lesson. You are literally equipping your students with the empathy, the understanding, and the critical thinking skills they absolutely need to thrive in the complex, globalized, multicultural world that they are already living in. And that leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty inspiring thought. When you teach this more complete history, you're not just showing students the tapestry of the past. You're empowering them to see themselves as the weavers of the future. The real question you're leaving them with is, what new, unique threads will you add to our story?